blinded by morality to the brilliance of his science, they laughed at him, they shunned him, they banished him. But soon they would know the horrors of the revenge of Dr. CHickenstien. Greetings, Earthlings. 'Tis I, OUTFXD, the worst video gamer in the world, and you're watching The Revenge of Dr. CHickenstien. A bit of a quick show for you today. Here I am. I've got 1, 2, 3 minions. I'm telling them, shut up! I've added a 4th minion. Yeah, I'm getting to it. Give me a minute. I've added a 4th minion. The irony that add Enderman legs to a chicken, and he's still 3 blocks tall, so I had to raise the roof for the entire area or suffocate him. It was I'm telling them. Yeah, so I've been palling around in the super secret base, feeling kind of lonely. I'm telling them, and I decided I needed a house pet, so we got a cat. Yes, we got a saber cat. This is part of the fossil archaeology mod, and he is big. All right, so you're mining, and you come across a fossil, you dig it up, you find a biofossil. You put the biofossil in the analyzer. The analyzer will give you DNA. You put the DNA in the cultivator with some meat or milk, and it'll give you either an egg or an embryo. The eggs, you build a nest, and they'll spawn after a certain amount of time. So you take your embryo, you find yourself a mammal. Get on the chest, there we go. You find yourself a mammal, right click, boop, and the cow is now a pregnant cow. Oh, and there we go. Somewhere in here there is a kitty. I saw him spawn. There he is. We get in close, give him some milk. As soon as I got a clear shot, bing, there we go, and he's now our buddy. Even if his face is stuck in a fence. Now that is just a baby. In a couple of days he'll grow to full size. I've given him some milk, so he's our buddy, so he won't run around eating all our animals. Yeah, this is another minion I made train to combine a sheep and a creeper with a chicken, and well, as you can tell, I've put him out to pasture because that's just wrong. He doesn't appear to even grow wool, and I don't know, the head isn't connected and the legs aren't connected, and that's just too horrible to live. So there he is. Okay, and here we are in the smeltery. I've made a couple of weapon upgrades. I'm still fighting with the bow. I sunk some resources into making a short bow. I used alumite, which gives it reinforced. I added quartz for attack damage. I ended up with a +7 attack damage short bow. Using my +3, +7 arrows, I still can't one-shot a pig. So I've tabled that in favor of the vanilla +5 bow. Maybe I'm missing something. We'll see in future updates. Let me see. I made the Flappinator, which is a cleaver. Cleaver is a heavy defense weapon. Well, strike defense. It's a heavy weapon, powerful strikes, blah blah blah. This is the one weapon I could find with high weapon damage. I took it, added a bunch of quartz to it, and made it as powerful as possible. It now has +23 attack damage, which means +11 and a half hearts of damage a strike. I can one-shot most creatures up to like an Enderman. I think the Enderman, if I get a crit, I can one-shot them. I went hunting Enderman, and 4 Enderman heads, and so as you know, Enderman have a 1 in 20 drop rate, and you need 3 heads, so that
adds up fast. So I made the decapinator. This is a broadsword. Uh, allows me to block. The damage is moderate. But it's made from alemite, so it has reinforced too. I put a cactus handle on it, which gave it the jagged modifier. I'm not entirely sure what that does, but it sounded awful combat to me. I put two necrotic bones in it, which gave it beheading 2. No, excuse me, gave it life stealing 2. There was 1 obsidian and 1 ender pearl gave it beheading, so it gives it a chance on hit or chance on kill of beheading the mob, which it gives me a much improved chance of getting an a wither skeleton skull. This is an ancient sword. These are it's part of the archaeology mod. You can find them rarely in the wild or by milling down relics. Take your relic, put it in the analyzer, and it reads it. And it occasionally gives you a broken ancient sword, which you can then you put it in the analyzer with a bunch of relics, like 15 relics, and it repairs the sword, gives you an ancient sword. It's considered vanilla, so as you can see, it's enchantable. It's plus 8 damage, so it's better than a diamond sword, slightly better than a diamond sword. And the cool thing about it is when it hits, it calls down the thunder, baby. Just don't hit creepers with it. Oh, okay. There we go. And did he live? Did he live? He lived. He's now a charged creeper. What you take down with a bow. Oh, I got a hat. I got a Frankenstein hat. How cool is that? I hear a spider. Where'd you go, spider? Ow! Hey! 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 Whoa! Oh my goodness! I set fire to the place. Put it out! Put it out! Put it out! So yeah, that's enough with playing with that around the house.
All right, back at the coffee plantation, we've got our guard sheep on duty here. A lot of the coffee plants have been pulled up and replaced with potatoes and carrots, vanilla plants. Part of my decision to make a plantation was I wanted to do a farm. I wanted a lot of growing things in a small area because directly underneath it I have a witchery altar, which gets power from being near plants. When I first put it together, I noticed it was really weak, and I couldn't figure it out. Special shout out to Censor Privacy, who he put me on the right track. It's the coffee beans were part of a mod, and therefore they weren't recognized by the witchery mod as being a growing plant. So I pulled those up, put vanilla plants in, put a skeleton and a dragon egg on it, and bam, we've got a 3,000 power altar, which is significantly better than what it was in the first place. It was like 500 to be honest, so which is pretty weak. Last time I started a water elevator. It's not. They're kind of old-fashioned, obsolete, and everything nowadays, but it's. I wanted to do something, so here we go. Water, piston, button, some trap doors surrounded by redstone. Now, first off, chicken mode doesn't work particularly well with this because chickens have a slow fall, so they don't they levitate rather than fall. Anyway, so yeah, you shoulder up to the water, hit the button. The doors open, drop, the piston interrupts the water flow, and you just write it down. There we go. And here's my smeltery. I've got chest full well, chest labeled for certain ores. I have an oreberry farm going. Any mobs in here? Oh, one. So over here I have a villager spawner. This is a tango-tek villager spawner, or very close to. Effectively, down here I have a bunch of doors with a roof, daylight access, and one villager in here running around. Got a daylight sensor. When the sun comes up, it sends a redstone signal. I got two villagers here who they get happy to make a baby. So the redstone signal retracts this piston, extends this piston, which opens up the baby area. Then this pushes, since it's one block high, it pushes the babies into this area without moving or harming the adults. Then this piston retracts, this one extends, pushes the babies into this area. So the babies stay in this area, underneath some water blocks. The sign prevents the water from intruding the area so it doesn't harm the babies. When they grow up, oh, there we go. When they grow up, their head pops up into the water, they swim up, end up on the conveyor belt, and then run away from certain doom. And they drop into my smeltery there in the bottom. Now, what's the point of all this, you might ask? I noticed while building the smeltery, this passage, liquefied emeralds, created by melting down emeralds or villagers. So yes, villagers go in here, emeralds come out the bottom. I now have a solar-powered machine for turning people into money. I feel like such a politician. You may notice that I have a skeleton trophy on display. I did manage to get a legitimate trophy while hunting withers, so actually skeleton trophies drop from wither skeletons, which is interesting, but you know, it's useful information. I did pretty the place up with these. They're stone tablets from the fossil archaeology mod. When you're mining fossils, you get relics, and you can use you put the relics in the work table, and occasionally you'll get a stone tablet, and apparently they're a pretty large variety of them. And so I dolled the place up a little bit. Now you may wonder how I got the villagers into the trap. In this mod there is what's called a safari, there we go, a safari net. And you use it by running up to a mob and right-clicking on them. Boop. It's like a Pokemon ball. Boop. And you right-click again, and there you go. Now, the problem is, on like pets and minions and villagers, the right-click serves a different function, so you can't actually do that. You right-click on a villager and you get a trade table instead. So, you have the Safari Net Launcher. There we go. So you launch from a distance, you get out of right-click range, and it shoots at them nice and fast. Then you go where you want the mob. You shift-click for changes from capture to release. There we go. And now we have two kitties. This little dealie is probably the neatest thing in the mod. It's a donation station. I found it in a hey. Hopefully just go into the litter box. I found it in a chest in a mine shaft, in a binding mine, and well, it looks neat. But what it does, you right-click on it, and it says donation station, love an item, and you click and drag the item to this box, and it says, okay, Mine Factory. This is part of the Mine Factory mod. These are the developers for the particular mod. You put the item there, you click on the donate to the author, and it opens a link to that person's PayPal site, and so you can donate to the people whose mods you love. This little guy, it's a teddy bear. Just You put him together in the sewing machine. It's 4 wool surrounded by leather. It doesn't really do anything, but he's kind of creepy and really cool, so I put him there anyway. Or did he? Oh my God, did he go into the nether? Oh. And that's our episode. Any suggestions, questions, or comments, put them in the comments below. If you're educated or entertained at all, a thumbs up is always appreciated. Thank you for watching, and have a good night. OUTFXD, a glorious tribute to doing things the hard way.